Today I'm making chocolate chip cookies that I got the recipe off of the tin from Neiman Marcus. They're famous chocolate chip cookies. And before I start, there's two errors that are usually made when you're baking. A lot of times people will say, my cookies, I use your recipe, but they're too dry. And the two things that you need to remember are, one, how you measure brown sugar, and the other one, how you measure flour. Brown sugar, you need to pack into the cup. So you put it in and you press it down really firm. And you know you've done right when you put it out and it retains the shape of the measuring cup. That's how you measure brown sugar. The other item I want to show you is how to measure flour. I had a girlfriend who used to measure flour by packing it down the way you do brown sugar, and that's why the cookies came out dry. With flour, you always scoop it in. Use a spoon or a measuring cup, and you scoop it into the cup that you're measuring. When it's raised up like that, you use a spatula or a knife that has a straight edge, not one that goes down, because you want it to go, and you go from one side to the other and scoop it off. That's the 1 cup. So I've already pre-measured these. What we're going to do, the first step is you take your 1 cup of butter, which is 2 sticks. So I put that in there, into the mixing bowl, and you add your sugars, which this is the 2 cups of brown sugar and the 1/3 plus 1 tablespoon of white sugar. And I'm going to cream that and mix it really well until it's well incorporated. I have the sugar and the butter in the mixing bowl. I'm going to turn it on medium, well, slow till it starts incorporating. And just get it mixed well, cream it. Almost ready. And then I'm going to lower the speed. Then I'm going to add 2 eggs. Mix those in. And 4 teaspoons of vanilla. And get that. Heat it up a little bit. About right. While that's mixing, or before, you take your dry ingredients, which is 3½ cups of flour, measured the way I showed you, a teaspoon of baking powder, a teaspoon of baking soda, and a teaspoon of salt. And we're going to sift those together. Now I'm going to combine that with the cream mixture. So you have it turned down low when you're adding ingredients. Just put a little bit in at a time, mix it in, then add a little more. That way you don't have any dry pockets. Just need to incorporate that. then we're going to add the espresso and the chocolate chips. Now the espresso they use in brownies and cakes, and it brings out the chocolate flavor. It enhances the chocolate. It doesn't make it taste like coffee. It just enhances the chocolate. So I've got that. And now I'm going to add the chocolate chips. And the dough is very stiff. Turn it off, and you can see, anybody who likes cookie dough, it's great. Now we're going to put them on, this bakes at 300 degrees rather than 350 or 375 the way most cookies do. But we're gonna preheat the oven for 300 degrees, and then I'm going to put them on cookie sheets that are lined with parchment, and I'll use an ice cream scoop to put them on. The dough is all mixed up, the batter, dough, whatever you want to call it, and we're going to use an ice cream scoop, which is, this one's about 3 tablespoons. It's your standard ice cream scoop. And I'm going to put it in here. And then you just put it on the parchment, and you're going to press down so that it's about 2.5 inches in diameter. Makes a nice big cookie. Smile. And you just keep reheating it. I think I'll give them plenty of room to spread.
When you
Okay, the cookies are ready to go into the oven. It's set at 300 degrees. And don't forget to move your racks up to the middle and upper part of the oven. When I first started baking cookies, I couldn't understand why they all burned. It was because I left them on the bottom racks. So I'm going to put one on the top, which is about in the middle, and one right under that. I'll bake it for 2 minutes. Set the timer for 10 minutes. And they'll bake, and then I'll change racks. Take the top one and put it on the lower on the top, and bake it for another 10 minutes. So I'll see you soon. Okay, the cookies have been in for about 23 minutes because we made these extra large, and they smell really good. You're supposed to bake them until they're slightly brown around the edges. If you want a crispier cookie, you can cook it longer. This makes about, the great big cookies, a little over 2.5 dozen. But they're really big and good. Smells good anyway. And then I'm going to leave them on the cookie sheet for a couple minutes. And then we're going to put them on a rack to cool. As you can see, some of them got real close to touching. So I think when I make them again, I'll just try to put 6, make them big, and then just put 6 per pan. That way you don't have to run the risk of them getting stuck together. Of course, then if they're ugly, then you get to eat them. There's somebody in the family I'm sure will help you. I like using the parchment paper because as you can see, there's no mess and the cookies come right up. Makes it easy cleanup and just makes it nice. Let them cool for a few minutes and then we get to taste them. Not yet, not yet. It's too hot.